The isekai genre has been one of the best genre to surge to anime. But over the years of its existence, the isekai genre started to decline to plain mediocrity. And as one of those who really enjoy this anime, it's saddening. So what does this genre need for it to be saved? Meet Mushoku Tensei, an isekai anime where I would call the new golden standard for future isekai anime to come. Take note, anime. Because Mushoku Tensei as a title existed ways back as a light novel, but only to emerge as an anime this year. This rise of it in today's atmosphere brought some questionable controversies to it. One example is it being called a pedo isekai, due to the fact that the main character is a middle-aged man who got isekai'd to a different world and does some questionable actions to the people he meet later on. Despite that, why the hell am I praising this anime as the new golden standard for isekai anime to come? Well, to put it simply, it takes the traditional format of common generic isekai animes, but executes it way better. Now, what does that mean for someone who's new? Well, let's start off with the characters. Starting off with Rudius, the main protagonist or main character of this series. Before being known as Rudius in the new world he is in, he was a fat, ugly shut in his old world. And since he just stays at home, does nothing all day, literally doesn't do any kind of work, he was eventually kicked out by his own family or relatives. And with the with the last ditch effort of doing something good in his world, he decides to bravely save a girl who was in danger of getting hit by a truck in exchange for his own life. Now, this may seem as one of the same generic starts to an isekai anime, wherein MC gets hit by a truck because he was doing a good deed and gets isekai. But believe me, it is and it isn't. Just as our MC is being brought to a hospital, he hears noises in his head that he simply thought of it as signs of him dying. But in reality, it was the noise of him being born into a different world. He eventually dies, but instead of meeting a god like other isekai protagonists, he is immediately thrown to a new world. Unlike other isekai animes, wherein the MC gets to retain their body or has a similar body that he gets in a new world, he starts off as a baby. Just from this, Mushoku Tensei is able to set itself apart from other isekai anime, and it doesn't stop with that. Now our MC, who was named Rudius by his parents, has to nearly start from scratch with the only upper hand he has is him having his past memories and experiences. Unlike other isekais where the MC is blessed with some bullshit skill or blessing from a god, Rudius has to start with him learning language. Like I said earlier, he starts from scratch. This humble start of the anime will take us in a ride on Rudius' journey learning more about the world he is in, and also the people around him. Aside from the story developing a new world from scratch, it is also able to use the MC's past to affect decisions he will have to make in the story. Mushoku Tensei was able to make use of the past to progress the character's present, which in some turn also paves way for the character's future. Now moving on from the MC alone, the side characters also has a great influence to the story and MC. The anime was not only able to show the humanity from the MC, but also the side character present as well. It was done by simple use of conflict, and the story was great at showing the inner conflict to each character. For example, Paul, which is the main character's father or the MC's father, has a womanizing past come back and strike him in the story. Another example would be Best Girl Roxy, has her own inner conflict wherein she believes that she has much more to learn after seeing our MC's growth with his magic. It's this humanity that is being portrayed in the story that is able to enhance the narrative and flow of the story. Then there's one of the most important aspects in watching an anime, the visuals or the art. Mushoku Tensei doesn't rely on any vibrant or flashy art style, nor does it try to go the dark, edgy, gritty feel of an isekai, it starts off simple, nothing too flashy nor nothing too dull. It isn't something that is very cartoonically simple nor too complex to appreciate as is. This trend of simplicity also goes to show in the magic that they portray in the anime. They do not use magic circles too much, nor do they add special effects just to make the magic look good. They just go and show what the magic does and what it should do. They chose simplicity, which as the anime shows, it's really beautiful. The soundtrack is also nothing to scoff at. It fits so well to the anime and the story that I don't think I can associate this to anything else. It gives that vibe of a new world or a new story. Now going to the comedy. Like I said before, this anime has been labeled as the pedo isekai, but comedy isn't for everyone. And this is very true for the anime, as some of the comical scenes can't be morally appreciated by everyone. But as someone who has seen more rude or crude comedy in comparison to this, I can be very lenient about this and still urge everyone to enjoy the story for what it is and for what it could be. At the time of recording this, the anime is at around 9 episodes, and from what I can see, it is still far from over. So if you're looking for an isekai anime to enjoy, this is definitely the show. And if you're new to the isekai genre, then welcome your standards to this anime. With the existence of this anime comes hope that upcoming isekai will start to put up a show in the future.